It is 4:30 after the hour, and October is Parent Involvement Month at Sylacauga City Schools. And joining us is Jennifer Rosato, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning of Sylacauga. And Jennifer, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
It is a busy month for our kids and their parents as well. Let's talk about it today.
Very
What's
much
going
so.
on?
Well, we kicked off Parent Involvement Month at the end of September. We had a parent-wide day at J. Craig Community Center. We had over 300 parents this year show up for that event. We were very excited. We had our kids performing. Indian Valley students did a little song for Leader and Me. Then we had our Pinecrest students. Our show choir, or their choir from Pinecrest, did a performance, and then we had our Avid students from Nichols Lawson present our goals for the school there. And then our show choir, new at the high school this year, presented and sang the national anthem to kick off the event. But we were very excited about the turnout we had there just to kick off Parent Involvement Month. Many events planned for this month at each of our schools. So we have a lot of opportunities for parents to be involved, not only this month, but all throughout the school year.
Are kids cool with their parents being involved?
At the elementary level, yes. We tend to get parent involvement a lot at our K through, about 5th grade, and then at, middle school a little bit, but then they kind of want the parents to back away. So high school, we don't have as much involvement as we'd like, but our counselor, Sean Stevens, has a lot of events planned this year for our parents.
Why is it so important that parents be involved?
Well, research says that if parents are involved, students perform better academically, they have better attendance rates. So there's a lot of reasons why parents should be involved, just to stay in touch with the teachers, stay in touch with the school, know what's going on in their child's education. It's very important.
Children are today is unlike when I was growing up. There's so much more to offer kids today, and education has become so technology driven that it's so important that parents stay on top of what's going on with their kids.
Very much so, very much so. And a lot of new assessments involved with schools this day and time. We started taking the ACT and Aspire test last year, and so this month what the schools are doing is they're going to go over that information because it's all new for parents this year. So it's even new for us, just trying to understand what those scores mean and what it means for their child's future. So it's very important that the parents get out and take that opportunity to learn more about those assessments for their child.
Jennifer Rosato, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning at Sylacauga School System. There's 4 schools.
Yes.
And there's something going on at all 4 schools the rest of this month.
Yes. At Indian Valley last week they had their fall festival. They had about 300 show up for their event. But just this week they have several events planned, and one of those is that they'll be having, they have book fair all week, which is a big draw for parents, but they have a lot of parent volunteers helping with the book fair to get that going. But Thursday is their Parent Involvement Day, and on that day parents are free to visit the school, the classroom, have lunch with their child, just get out there and see what's in the school. But they can also build a book. They'll have a build a book activity that parents can sit down and build a book with their child while they're there visiting. We had a great event last year when they did that, and the parents really enjoyed that activity with their children. This Friday they'll be hosting MICE, and what that stands for is Men Inspiring Children Every Day. So we want to get that male influence on children. We often see the moms in the schools. We'd like to see the dads. So we're having some men come in, and they'll be reading to our kindergarten students, but just getting that male influence in the school and with those younger children. At Pinecrest, their Parent Visitation Day is October 21st. And parents can again come into the school, visit their child's classroom, talk to the teacher, but they're all day long they can come in. But also they're encouraged to eat lunch with their child if they're if they're able to. They are going to have a walkathon on October 22nd. So the day after they have their Parent Visitation Day, they're going to have the walkathon, and they really want the parents, if possible, to walk with their child. But open house will be coming up next month for Pinecrest, and that will be an evening event. So if a parent can't, if they work and they can't come to the school on Parent Visitation Day this week or next week, then they can come for the open house. We try to be flexible when we offer things in the schools because we realize, a lot of parents work. It's hard to get off and come to the school. So we like to host events in the evening so it's more convenient if they work. Nichols Lawson will have parent visitation days broken up by grade level. So on October 17th, 8th grade parents are invited to come, and they're invited to eat lunch with their child. On October 22nd, the 7th grade parents can come and eat lunch with their children. And then on October 30th, the 6th grade will host their parent luncheon day. Sylacauga High School had an event planned, unfortunately, for Monday night, and they're doing sessions every month on different topics. Last month they talked about the college application process, which is very important. You really don't start thinking about it until 12th grade, but it's really important to start thinking about that early on. So we had a good turnout for that event last month, but this week we were supposed to do scholarships are everywhere, and unfortunately the weather canceled that. So we're going to reschedule that one, but there's something planned for every month throughout the school year, just different topics to inform parents and get more information.
What about, and we're talking with Jennifer Rosato, the Executive Director of Teaching and Learning at Sylacauga School System. What about parent involvement in getting to know the teachers of the children and of the even senior high students?
Yes, we open our doors before school starts to have parents come in and meet the teacher. They did have an open house earlier in the school year for the high school, but knowing your child's teacher is very important. So when you do have a concern, and you do have a problem,
especially at a younger age,
Yes. Oh yes. But all throughout their school career, it's important to know who their teachers are. And of course, at middle school and high school, you have a few more teachers you've got to learn. Yeah. It's not just your one or two teachers. So it's important to know who your child's teachers are, and if you have a concern, who you contact. Yeah.
A few more moments with Jennifer Rosato, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning in the Sylacauga City Schools System. These programs at our schools are so important and so educational, and we really need to stay with this program or these programs because our kids are at stake, and us as parents and grandparents, a lot of grandparents are raising their grandchildren today, so it's important that they get plugged in as well.
That's correct. In our community, we represent our community, so we want our community to know what's going on in our schools. So anytime we have an event, we invite them to come in as well. And we put our information on the website, and we try to get it out there to the newspaper, but it may not always make it. Or
can you mention the website this morning?
Yes, Sylacauga City Schools. If you just Google that, or you can go to sylacauga.k12.al.us. Okay. And we have our strategic plan on there. You can learn more about the school system, but visit the website. We try to keep it updated, and each school has their own website as well.
Okay. Hey, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.